All right, so this vlog just touches base on this All Periods Unit 6 Crowdsource. So I just combined the information from all 4 periods, crowdsource pages that you did, and put them into one page, and I posted it for you on Schoology. That was in today's intro vlog. You can find it over on Schoology in our notes folder right here. Note sheets and teacher notes. Boom, it's right there. But back to this, where we're actually trying to take a look at it. What are the events of the American Revolution? Now, these events here are great. Stamp Act, Sugar Act, Tea Act, Boston Massacre, Boston Tea Party, Intolerable Acts, Battles of Lexington and Concord, Declaration of Independence, and the French and Indian War. Here's the thing, though. Lexington and Concord, the Declaration of Independence, are the only parts that are events of the American Revolution and not events that lead to the American Revolution. Declaration of Independence, I know sounds like leads to, but technically the war starts in 1775. The Declaration of Independence isn't signed until 1776. So when we're looking at events of the war, we're looking at things that happened between 1775 and 1788. So that's where you're looking at what's going on with like the British attacking different buildings, coming in and trying to take over towns. The Battle of New York, Battle of Saratoga that we just talked about, the winter at Valley Forge. These are events of the American Revolution. So a little bit different feel on that. What are some of the key battles? Lexington and Concord, absolutely right. And then other ones that I just mentioned, Battle of New York, Battle of Saratoga. These are going to be battles you're going to want to know. They are definitely going to be on that quiz coming up next week. What are some of the results of the American Revolution, and go beyond just who won and lost? What we have here is just who won and lost. The Patriots won, the Loyalists or the Tories lost. But the long-term results, it leads to the French Revolution, it leads to the United States becoming their own country, establishing their own government. And actually, we'll get into it later. It leads to the War of 1812, which, like I said, we'll get into later. Who was involved? Jefferson, Washington, Adams, and Madison, absolutely, and a bunch of more people as well. Benjamin Franklin, who we talked about a little bit already, John Jay, just a bunch of other people, but just kind of to be aware of who all is involved here. And then not just from what becomes the American side, but from the other side as well. Cornwallis, want to know him. Benedict Arnold, you want to know people from both sides of the war. How are Spain and France involved? Spain was involved because Spain declared war on Britain as an ally of France. Absolutely true. France was involved because France provided money, troops, armament, military leadership, and naval support, and France agreed to help in the capture of Gibraltar, Minorca, and Florida. Let's make that into a second tab there. And then Spain and France agreed that French forces would fight in the United States. All that's true. The second 2 bullet points definitely seem directly copied off of Google, but it's important to know that France did help provide money and troops. They are our oldest ally. It's something that we actually mentioned in class. So that's something you want to be aware of. Continental Army, spot on right there. It's just the Army of the 13 Colonies. It was founded by the Continental Congress. The regular British Army is going to be, of course, the regulars. We call them the regulars or the redcoats. Naval warfare, fairly new in this time period, but it definitely is something that happens. That's battles that happen on ships. And then the war in the South is actually coming up in a future lesson. So the fact that it didn't land here in the crowdsource just means that apparently nobody decided to search for it at this time. So we will get a chance to talk about it. I just wanted to review some of the stuff that's in here. I hadn't gotten a chance to talk about it with you guys because I thought I might have an opportunity to be in person. It just didn't work out just because of how things were going. Like I said, I'm quarantined with my kids. I have tested negative, so I actually I'm theoretically available, but I do need to be taking care of my kids, so it's kind of taking the priority right now. That's what I got on this. Taking a look at that crowdsource, and then I got one more vlog for today. Just kind of touching on some of the stuff that you are doing, besides the one that's incorporated into the lesson for today on Valley Forge. Thanks so much.